Hi and welcome to Europe. I'm Peter Barakan and this is Scritti Politti.
Absolute on power drive. Need you so to keep me alive. Absolute, I long for you. A girl to make a dream come true. Oh baby, understand. So to keep me alive, absolute, I long for you. A girl to make a dream come true. Absolute, a principle to make your heart invincible. Tonight.
こんばんは、坂本龍一です。なんか頭でね、ピーター
間違ったものが入ってました。
番組を乗っ取って終わったやつありますけどねあれはジョークです。というわけで今日はスクリティポリティのメンバーを、待望のですね
待ってました。
待ってました迎えてお送りいたしたいと思いますけども、まずじゃあ自己紹介してもらおうかな。
Say hello please, all three of you.
Well, independently
Yes,
or
independently.
in unison? Okay, well,
I'm Fred Moore.
I'm Green Go Outside from Scritti,
And I'm David Gamson.
who's also from Scritti.
以上3人です。
というわけです。
はい、
ですね、これも待望の、LP がね、この間出たのかな、もう日本で。
出た。
うん。まあ輸入版屋でね、いつ出るんだって電話かけまくってたんですけどね、あの時期はね、木曜日だと、いや金曜になったとかね、そういう話だったんですけどもね、やっと出まして、LP にさ、12インチの曲が入ってるかどうかとかね、情報合戦をやっておりましたけど、僕たちは、そういうわけなんですけど、やっと出まして、新しい曲も聴けるようになりましたということなんですけども、ここでちょっとね、あったらぜひ聞いときたいことがあったんですけども、非常に12インチのジャケット、LP もそうなんだけど、ジャケットがものすごくいいわけね。それで誰がダイレクターなんだろうって気になってたんですけども、クレジットがなかったんで。
Ruchi's been a fan of your artwork for a long time. Who did all the artwork on the singles and the album?
Well, I suppose I did, really. I take care of those things. And, well, it's nice after being sort of banged up in the studio for months at a time, occasionally, to be able to get out and to work in a completely different medium, because it's nice, we always go sort of very roundabout routes to get the artwork. I mean, we'll actually do big sort of silk screen prints first, sort of hand silk screen them and then get them down to artwork, or we'll arrange, buy a whole lot of specific items and arrange them and photograph them and then print them and litho them, and I don't know, I like to get involved in that whole process. I mean, I wish there was a bit more time to do it even more precisely in some ways.
と今喋ってるのはグリーンですけどね、本人がほとんど自分で担当してて、やっぱりスタジオに閉じこもりっきりになっちゃうからね、たまに気分転換にもなる、いろんな方法をとってね、最初からシルクスクリーンを作ってね、そこからこういじってアートワークにする場合もあれば、いろんなものを持ち寄せて、それを独自にいろいろ写真撮ったりして後でこう組み合わせてアートワークにする場合もある。でもいろんなことやってます。本当はもうちょっと時間があればもっと凝ったものが作れるだろうけどもね、そういうことやるの好きです。
Quite a lot of it recently has been, just a point of interest, influenced by a German artist called Joseph Beuys. So you know.
He's quite well known here.
マークがそうでしょ。
The logo,
the stamp and the stuff like that, and then the chocolate and the polythene and the fat and felt. Those are sort of Boysian kind of things.
そう思ってたの僕も。
本当、ヨセフ・ボイスの影響が大きいっていうことでね、ロゴ以外にも、チョコレートのイメージとかね、肉のファットっていうのは脂肪の、肉についてる脂肪のやつかな、そういうものとか、
アートスクール行ってたんだっけ？
Did you ever go to art school?
Yeah. Terrible place, awful thing to admit.
最低だったけども。
God awful place is good for nothing but turning out, the occasional half passable pop star, yes, But for the rest of the time, they're complete and utter shambles, full of, wasters, charlatans and showers.
ろくなやつはいない。アートスクールから卒業するのは中途半端なポップスターが何人かいるぐらいで、あともうどうにもなんないとこだ。
だけどミュージシャンでさ、最近すごく多いでしょ、アートスクール出身っていうのはね。あれは何か理由があるのかしらね。
There's quite a lot of musicians again these days who seem to have been through art school. Think of any reasons for that?
Oh, well, art schools are the last refuge of scoundrels, really. And there are people who come out of school, they don't want to go on the dole. They don't want to work in the steelworks. I tried that for a short while. I wouldn't recommend it. And art colleges were, for a while, a place you could get in with no qualifications. You just had to go in and prove, sort of half-hearted ability to draw, a daffodil in a vase or something, and they'd let you in. It's a bit tougher now, but it's still possible to get in. I mean, I didn't, in fact, get any A-levels. I quit my A-levels halfway through, but they still let me into art college as a sort of, a so-called special case. And I mean, there.
I get in the Cooper Union.
That's the blag, and it's a skive basically, and musicians are very often sort of skivers.
要約して。
ミュージシャンにろくでなしが多いっていうことでね、ろくでなしがよくアートスクールに入るわけですよ。高校を卒業してね、もう仕事もできないし、軍隊にも入りたくないような何もできないような連中は、要するに大学もまず入れないでしょ。でアートスクールに行けば、一応なんていうの、花瓶の中の花が一本かければ一応入れるという、そういう世界ですから。
そうか。じゃあね、一番新しいシングル「The Word Girl」聴いてみましょうか。
she found a place for you along her chain of fools. Oh, the first time, baby, that I came to you, I do things that you want me to. The second time, baby, that I came to you, but all you found my love for you. The third time, baby, that I came to you, oh, 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 I knew. The last time, baby, that I came to you, how your flesh and blood became the word. Your flesh and blood, oh, how 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 your flesh
Excellent.
はい。一番新しいシングルの The World Girl でした。まあいろいろね、曲かけてる間にまた盛り上がってたんですけども、ラフトレードの前のね、実制作のシングルとかね。
そう本人はかけてほしくない。
かけてほしくない
最悪だとか。
なんか丸のロゴが違ってますね。この頃はまだ。
You got a different logo on this single, right? The old one.
And the old one, yes. We always did like stamps, though. I always liked stamping things and sort of making objects, sort of things in themselves, rather.
これもね、アートワークが凝っててね、
そうね。
なんか封筒みたいになってるね。
There's the original stamp. That's the original stamp there, which we still use, actually. It's still lying around.
Is the name actually authentic Italian?
No, it's bastardized Italian, if I can say that.
That's what I thought.
And Socialist Rockers Production, it says there, dear. And it very nearly means political writing.
Right.
But I think the Italian for political writing, David will correct me if I'm wrong, would be Scritti Politti.
Politti.
But if you take the ticci off the end, then it's more like Tutti Frutti. Or something suitably. Like I had to say today that if Little Richard had been an Italian, then he would have made Scritti Politti instead of Tutti Frutti.
おかしい。今のおかしいから。
はい。まあ、名前は本当にイタリア語かって聞いたら、いや、インチキだって。やっぱりインチキだったん
お
だ。
かしいと思って。
本当は、スクリティ・ポリティッチかなんかになるんだけども、スクリティ・ポリティの方がトゥーティ・フルーティに近くて、もしリトル・リチャードがイタリア人だったらトゥーティ・フルーティの代わりにスクリティ・ポリティを作ったんだろうと、どっかのインタビューで言ったことあるんだって。
という話ね。
はい。
あと一番最近のね、変形のピクチャーレコードがあるでしょ。あれを僕はね、レコードで見た時にもう飛び上がってね、もう買い占めようかと思ったぐらいね、好きなんですけど、デザインっていうか、形とか全部含めて。
Ruchi fell in love with your odd-shaped picture record.
Ah, yes.
That was a mistake, wasn't it?
It should have been even odder, actually. You mean the new shaped picture disc?
Yeah.
It should have been it was cropped at the top. It should have had a picture and a safety and a paper clip sort of sticking out of the top at more of an angle.
Oh, really?
But,
Which means my mouth is now a bunch of grooves.
but it's still it has a little tourist visa stickers from Japan on it. I mean no from Jamaica, sorry. But it has two little Jamaican tourist board things, which sort of is quite funny, given that it's a little piece of white sugary cod reggae, really.
Rather than cod funk.
Cod reggae.
もっと変形になってるはずでね、ペーパークリップみたいな形になってたはずなんだって、上の方が。でジャマイカのね、イミグレーションのスタンプがね、押してあって、まあインチキレゲエだからね、ふさわしいんじゃないかと思います。いつもインチキファンクやってますけど。い
やそんなことないけど、それで僕もね、もう本当に真似になっちゃうんだけど、ああいうものを作りたくてね、散々調べたんですよ、いろいろ工場とかね。でむっちゃくちゃ高いのね、日本で作るとね。でとても大変なんですよね。だからあれはでも日本でもそんなに高くなかったから、どのくらいプレスしたのかな。
He actually went and found out how much it costs to make picture discs like that. In Japan, it's amazingly expensive.
Is it?
Yeah. But since they're selling the record for a price which is not absolutely, out of the world.
Yes.
He was wondering how many he pressed.
How many did we press? Well, I'm not altogether sure now. I'd imagine of those we would have done something like 10,000. Maybe more.
10,000 were being signaled by
10,000 apparently.
So
So there were just 10,000 of those done. The thing about those is that they can be produced quite economically, but the group has to waive all royalties on picture discs.
Right. 要するに結構安く作れることを作れるんだけどもね、印税はね、放棄することになるんだって、ピクチャーディスクに関しては。外国はそうなんですよ。
アメリカとかイギリスのシステムはそう。
12インチでもね、印税が半分になったりとかね。
変形ジャケットとかね。
そう。
I think that's right. I think that's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Especially if it's Virgin. I shouldn't be saying that.
マネージャーが向こうでつってますね。そうですか。あとね、これもね、ジャケットとかアートワークだけじゃなくて、まずもうサウンドがね、むちゃくちゃかっこよかったんですけども、アレンジメントはみんなでワイワイやるのかしら。特に最近は。
Who does the arrangements of the music? Do all three of you do it together? David?
Principally, David does them. We chip in, but they're kind of, I suppose, in as much as they're largely synthesizer-based arrangements nowadays. He's your man.
キーボードのデイビッドがほとんどやってます。まあ、あとの2人もいろいろ手伝ってますけども、キーボード中心ですからね。
むっちゃくちゃ凝ってて細かくね、割と神経質に、悪い暗いって意味じゃなくてね、細かくできてる、緻密にできてるんだけども、どのくらい、例えばヒプノタイズどのくらいレコーディングの日数はかかったんでしょう。
Some of the arrangements are very elaborate, Ruchi feels. For example, on something like Hypnotize, how long did you spend getting it actually onto tape?
That's
Aye.
I think sometimes they get possibly a bit overcomplicated, but I mean, Hypnotize was probably the most complex one on the record. That did take a while to record.
A while.
But we all did that, though. I mean, that was mutually sort of crazy in the studio. Everybody had their own machine to go wild with them, And I think someone reminded me the other day that with mixing that and doing the 12-inch of it, I mean the dub version of it, which I think something
is our favourite.
we're still we're sort of proud of, if you can be proud of that sort of racket. That took us the best part of 2 weeks.
Yeah, it did take 2 weeks.
And
just to mix it.
And to do the dub, which we all sort of was mad hands on, everybody. So
yeah, that was great fun.
It was great. Yeah, we wrote that as we went. That was very much one that we all came up with bits for as it went along.
あの曲は特に時間かかってね、スタジオの中でできたの曲なんだけどね、LP の中でも一番時間かかったもので、ミックスとね、ダブバージョンを作るのにね、それだけでも2週間かかった。でみんなで遊んだりとかしながら作ってたから、いやあれはもう大変でした。でも自慢してるヒプノタイズのダブミックス。
大好き僕もね。
Lots of AMSs. Right.
いやリバーブなんかの使い方もね、参考にしてます。
He's managed to use for his own information. Your use of reverb on that record.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that has to do with an engineer called Gary Langan, who you may...
at Psalm.
At Psalm, who did work with Trevor Horn, and
There's a way of manhandling.
He's great. I mean,
He's fabulous.
he just treats the stuff as the raw material. I mean, he kicks it about and pulls it around, and he has these incredibly long reverbs on things, you know, that normally we'd be a little too cautious to do, and lesser mortals would fear that area, you know. But he boldly sort of opens up his cans of Red Stripe, you know, and gets stuck in, and I think, you know, we learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
サームスタジオにギャリー・ランガンっていうすごく好きなエンジニアがいて、彼はそういうリバーブとかね、もう普通の人だったらすごく慎重に、いやここまではちょっとっていうと思うところはね、もう堂々とね使っちゃうんですって、そのおかげであれはできましたと。
すごいダイナミックだもんね、サウンドがね。というわけで、今度は LP から「パーフェクトウェイ」を聴いてみます。
シングルです。
シングル、はい、そうだ。パーフェクトウェイでした。今ねかけてる最中でグリーンがね
帰ってきました。
帰ってきました。
どこ行ったんでしょう。
どっか行って自然に呼ばれてました。
はい。
まあアレンジメントのこととかね聞いたんですけどね、ここでまあ趣味的に聞いていいかな、もうついでに。キーボードはやたらに聞き覚えのあるサウンドがするんですけども、僕と同じかな。日本製使ってんのかな、キーボードは。
Some of the keyboard sound very familiar. You're using Japanese synthesizers.
Yes.
Best.
There's one in particular that
I don't know if I'm allowed to say brand names.
Not really, but I think we can make an exception.
Yamaha figures quite largely with DX7 and stuff. Well, racks of DX7s.
I think that's you have to be careful nowadays with the DX7 though, because it's just like you've heard it.
It was very exciting.
Everybody and
when
their
it first came
dog
out.
has got one.
Right. And it's hard as hell to program it.
Yeah,
He
I don't-
knows how
I don't
to.
find it that.
Well, it's just complicated, I suppose.
Yeah, once you get used to it, though, it's okay.
まあキーボードの話をしてますけれども、
そうです
ブランドネームを出さずに、Y 社のものを
Y 社の
使ってるという話です。
DX のね、X シリーズ。プログラミングも自分でやるんですか？
Do you do the programming yourself then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
それは
Which is-
QX
Well, no,
Not yet.
It's an MSQ 700, but
MC
Roland,
Roland
but which soon to be replaced, I think.
まあ同じみたいですね。
そうですね、大体。
ものすごい緻密なんでね、僕も結構最近緻密になってきちゃったので刺激されて。
It's been very 刺激ってなんて言うんだっけ
stimulate
Yes, that's right. Stimulated by the arrangements and your things. He's found his own arrangements
Nihon
becoming more
人聞いてんの？
complicated since.
Oh, that's
変な
flattering.
感じ。
Whether it's a good thing or not.
Yeah, whether it's a good thing or not. I've been trying to make them simpler.
Yeah.
彼はもっとね簡単にしようとしてるんだって。
何どういうの？
アレンジを
本当？
うん
あ、そうかそうか。
緻密になりすぎて。
でも好きだよ僕。だからスモールトークとかさ、好き。
He likes it though. You shouldn't change it too much. The arrangement, small talk and stuff is great.
Oh, thank you.
例えばほらリズムに合わせてこうフレーズをね探しながら弾いて、だいたい決まったらそのフレーズを今度はプログラミングに打ち込むっていう形なのかしら。
Do you just kind of play around with phrases and stuff, and when you find something you like, program it in? Is it that sort of way of working?
Well, yes, I like the way. The big thing that interests me about in arranging and stuff is counterpoint, and many different lines that work well together. So I sort of fool around with getting a bass line and many lines that work in it, and I like to find the spaces in either the vocal line or the bass line and try to stick something in there.
あれカウンターポイント対法って言うんだっけ？
そうそう。
それが好きだからね、ボーカルやベースラインの中にこうスペースがあればそこになんかキーボードを埋めたりとかね、そういった方法と。
それね、クラシックとかも学んだのかしら、彼は。
Did you learn classical music?
Yes.
はいはい。
Yeah. Well, my father's a musician, so sort of been studying my whole life.
Which instrument?
Violin
Violin.
and piano.
だそうです。まあそれ分かりますよね、聞いてる方。
そうか。そうすると割と共通項があるというか僕なんかもちょっと親近感があるんですけどね。
It feels a lot in common.
う
You usually studied classical music for a long time as well.
その
And you have the file effects manuscript paper, and I do too.
なんていうのかな、他のグリーン以外のね経歴というかね、メンバーの今までどういうことやってきてどういういきさつで
グリーン以外。
そのスクリティポリティに入ったか。
Fred and David, can you talk a little bit about what you were doing before you joined Scritti Politti? Let's start with you, Fred. You haven't been talking too much.
Okay. I was a founding member of this group called Material with Bill Aswell and Michael Beinhorn and a guy named Cliff Coltrari who left early on. And I was in several bands in New York. Then Bill and I formed with Fred Frith a group called Massacre, and we played around, made an album. And I was in a group called The Dance, and that was just a New York group that didn't ever really do too well. Then more recently I've been working with Lou Reed, played drums on the last two Lou Reed LPs, and there's a live album in Italy that we did. And am I forgetting something?
Probably.
Richard Hell.
I was a Voidoid.
Richard Hell.
Richard Hell and the Voidoids.
I thought you said rich as hell.
Well, sadly not.
And that's where I met. That's actually not how I met Robert Quine, but there was a band for a little while with myself and Bill Aswell and Michael Beinhorn from Material, plus a drummer named Philip Wilson and a guitarist named Robert Quine. I was playing guitar in that aggregation, and I met Quine, and Quine was an original Voidoid, and Richard Hell was going to make another album, and he asked me to do that with him, and I did that. More recently, Quine and myself made an album together called Basic on a Porta Studio.
訳すの覚えてるかな全部。まずねマテリアルの、最初からのメンバーですよね。ビル・ラズウェルとマイケル・バインホンと一緒に、それもう一つビル・ラズウェルとフレッド・フリスと一緒にマサカっていうグループで、LP1 枚作ってて、マテリアルの後はルーリードで、LP2 枚参加してて、そのうち一つがねイタリアで作ったライブ、それからなんだけどダンスという、グループもありました。ニューヨークのグループ、それ全然売れなかったというグループ。それからもう一つはリチャード・ヘル・アン・ザ・ボイドイズ。これはねロバート・クワインという人を通じて、やったんだけども、これまたマテリアルのメンバーとかが、なんかいろんな他の人たちとも一緒にやってる時にそのロバート・クワインも一人のメンバーで、その時フレッドがギターをやってたんでドラムじゃなくて、でそのロバート・クワインと一緒にまた、ベーシックっていう、LP を作りました。はい。
一番最近はね。
Well done.
David, briefly.
Yes. Well, briefly, I was never in any bands or anything before Scritti. I don't really know how I got involved in. I was studying music at college, and I sort of started fooling around with some pop music, and I had a record released by Rough Trade, which was a single. And
Sugar.
Yeah, which led me to meet Green, and we hooked up, and it's been fun.
I played on that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, David and I met through a girlfriend. And I was went to the same college.
デイビッドはずっと音大に行ってて、その時からちょっとポップミュージックでいろいろ遊んだりとかしてみて、ラフトレードからシングル1枚シュガーシュガーっていうのを出したんだけども、そのラフトレードのなんていうの通じて、グリーンと知り合ったわけです。でそのシュガーシュガーっていうシングルでまたフレッドがドラムを叩いてたっていう、近親相関的な、
因縁、日本語だと因縁っていう言葉があるけど、難しい訳せないね。因縁だっつってね。というわけで、また LP からA Little Knowledge。
It's a sickness mend a broken heart. There'll be a time long after mine. He will call you and mend a broken heart. Listen to her say, help to my body. I can feel your backbeat, boy, moving on my soul. Line it up and press it. Understand me. I can feel your message, boy, calling me over now. Here's a verse for nothing. To the way the world will be. Now we're apart and alone. Must be unhappy. When you remember, lovers never lose each other. Oh, such a lot to be learned.
リルノレッジでした。またねアレンジのこととかよく聞いてたんですけど今ね曲を作るときはねギターで作るのかキーボードで作るのか。
What instrument do you write on?
Well, I'd like to interrupt you both just to dedicate that last song to Kimio, if we could.
Okay.
It's something we thought we ought to do. Guitars and pianos. In fact, most of the songs when they start off as these terribly languid ballads, don't they? I mean, they're all sort of slowly, and these sort of beautiful sort of things, and they have to get sped up and sort of funkified and things, and have the good groove, had the good groove put in them, and Dr. Groove here comes along and funks them up for us, and but they start off as this homely little Davey DMX here, Freddie DMX, but they start off on as sort of homely little ballads, really.
ギターもピアノも両方作ってるんだけど、大体曲が最初にできるときはね、すごいデレッとしたバラードみたいな感じでね、それでドクター・ファンクの、フレッドがいろいろ、グッドグルーヴを、注入するという、そういう世界です。
スタジオの中に入ってから作るタイプなのかな。YMO はそうだったんだけど、で普通のポップスはあらかじめね曲を作っといてせーのでアレンジしちゃうけども。どうなんだろうね。
Do you write a lot in the studio or mainly in advance?
Usually write in advance.
In advance, yeah.
スタジオ入る前だね。
God help us if we had to write it in the studio as well as the rest of the time we spend in the studio. It would be awful. We tend to deliberate a lot over what we do in the studio. So they're all written, and in theory they're all written ready to go when we get there.
そうじゃなくてもスタジオに入ったらもういろいろ論じ合ったりとかね、そういう世界だからその他にね、スタジオで曲作るんだったらもう大変なことになっちゃうから、やっぱりスタジオ入る前に全部作っちゃう。
YMO は論じないから。
そうだね。
ほとんど口聞かなかったりして。そうなんですね。ここらでね、彼らからのリクエストというかな。好きな曲っていうの。
これはグリーンからの曲ですかね。ブラックフール、ライトスタッフ。
聞いてみます。
What you need, right stuff.
you need. In this time of depression, get up and get high. Well, it's hard.
これはみんな好きなのかな。
Do you all like Black Uhuru?
Yes.
I don't know that much Black Uhuru.
デイビッドはあまり知らないんだけど、フレッドは好きです。
Well, yeah.
例えば一番最初にアートの話があったけども、例えば映画なんかはどうなんでしょうね。みんな。
We were talking about artwork before going on to films. Are you film fans?
Yes.
Yes.
みんな好きです。
But it's a shame that you can never translate any of your interests into video. Really, video is such a badly used medium at the moment, and because the record companies always want their videos yesterday, and they always, have to bring them in. I mean, they're expensive enough as it is, but it's difficult to control them and get your ideas through. And it's a much neglected and abused medium. And we've just done a video for Perfect Way that might be a bit better, but they're hard. Potentially better, but they're hard to control.
すごく好きだけどもね、その映像の自分の趣味をね、ビデオに入れることはすごく難しくて、レコード会社はいつもすごく急いでて、もう昨日作ってほしいっていう、そういう世界だから、今度ね、パーフェクトウェイのビデオできたばっかりでね、これは今までのよりもうちょっとね、自分たちのやりたいことができてるかもしれないけども、本当に難しい。
さ、僕ヒプノタイズのビデオ見てさ、すごい変なアングルでしょ、カメラがさ、あれはなんかクレーンみたいなのかね、それともエフェクトっていうか。
Some pretty strange camera work on the Hypnotize video. Was that done with a crane or what? Is it a remote control camera?
No, it's a special sort of. It's ridiculously simple, actually. It's just a sort of arm like this with the camera attached.
It's a huge spring-loaded arm.
And it just simply goes like that.
And it can
It's a
go
spring.
Yeah, and then just sort of with a hand.
And you let it go and sort of wham, and this camera just goes over your head. It's a terribly boring video, actually, but it is an exciting machine.
あれはもうなんてことはない。バネにね、
アームに
そうカメラがついててね、それ離すとね。
カメラマンがじゃあ乗ってないんだ。
So there was no cameraman.
And not sitting on it.
No, he just sort of stood at the side of the room and let this thing go.
そっか、カメラマンバネを離しただけだ。
なるほど。というわけでもう時間かな。すごい短いね。
ね、あっという間だ。
あっという間でね。もっと続きやりたいぐらいだったね。というわけで時間になってしまったのでしょうがないのでヒプノタイズのダブバージョンをかけてお別れということなんですけども。
Okay, we're running out of time, so we're just going to be able to play the dub version of Hypnotize to finish off with.
Okay, that'd be nice.
話したいこといっぱいあったけども、じゃあ個人的に。
There's a lot of other things we'd like to talk about.
I'm sure, yeah.
Us
too.
Another occasion.
Okay, good.
Say goodbye to.
Okay, well, bye from Scritti Politti. Thanks for having us here.
Right.
バイバイ。というわけでした。